winners list. So I'll give you this list if that's fine. Yes. Just powerlifting, one silver medal, Vedant Rohikar. Okay. And this Tanya I've added because there was a typo here. Shall we start? A very good afternoon to all of you. It's an honor to be standing here today on behalf of IIM Visakhapatnam to extend a warm welcome to everyone present here for the 12th Foundation Day celebrations of our institute. We are privileged to have here with us Ms. Sumita Dawra, IAS retired, former Secretary, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Government of India. To begin with the proceedings of the day, I request Mr. Neeraj, President Student Affairs Council, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Student Affairs Council and the entire IIM Visakhapatnam community, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you to the 12th Foundation Day celebration of IIM Visakhapatnam. It is a great honor for us to have with us today our Chief Guest, Ms. Sumita Dawra ma'am. We are deeply grateful for your presence on this occasion and we eagerly look forward to your Foundation Day address and the insights you will share with us. I extend a respectful welcome to our director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, whose vision and leadership continue to guide IIM Visakhapatnam in its journey of growth, excellence, and impact. I also warmly welcome our deans, faculty members, staff members, and distinguished guests whose dedication to academics, administration, and institution building forms the backbone of our institute. A special welcome to our awards recipients, the higher performing students and winners of the Foundation Day competitions today. Today's recognition celebrates not just achievement, but the discipline, perseverance, and commitment that defines the spirit of IIM Visakhapatnam. Foundation Day is a moment of reflection and pride. Over the last 12 years, our institute has grown in stature and purpose, shaping responsible leaders and fostering a culture of excellence, integrity, and continuous learning. As students, we feel privileged to be part of this journey and to carry forward the values that this institution stands for. With the spirit of pride, gratitude, and aspiration, I once again welcome you all to the 12th Foundation Day celebrations of IIM Visakhapatnam and invite you to join us in celebrating our journey and our future. Thank you, and I wish you all a meaningful and memorable Foundation Day celebration.
Thank you, Neeraj. It is now the time for me to introduce our chief guest for the day, Ms. Sumitra Davara, IAS. Ms. Sumita joined Indian Administrative Service in 1991. She superannuated as Secretary, Ministry of Labour and Employment in March 2025. Prior to this, she served in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, facilitating work related to investments, logistics, and infrastructure planning, including implementation of multimodal infrastructure planning on PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. She has a career span of more than 30 years, working at various levels of governance in the central government and the state, including exposure at international level with varied experience in governance covering economic and development sectors, infrastructure planning, and finance. Ms. Davra holds master's and MPhil degrees in economics and a master's degree in business management from Punjab University, Chandigarh, India. She also holds an MBA in public policy from the University of Birmingham, UK. She has several publications, including two best-selling books on public policy. We are honored to have you, ma'am, with us here today for the Foundation Day and look forward to your address. As we As we move forward, I invite Professor Chandrasekhar, our founding director, for his address.
Thank you, Professor Kaveri. Respected Ma'am Sumita Davraji, former Secretary to the Government of India, Ministry of Labour and Employment, invitees, guests, my faculty and staff colleagues, dear students, welcome to this celebration. At the outset, I must express on behalf of all of us here my sincere gratitude to Madam Sumita ji for kindly accepting my request to be here with us today. Friends, the foundation stone of our institute was laid at the hands of the Honorable Chief Minister Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu on 17th January 2015 in the presence of many honorable union ministers, state ministers, public representatives and dignitaries. At that time, Mme. Sumita ji was the Principal Secretary in the Higher Education Department of the Government of Andhra Pradesh. We therefore owe her a ton of gratitude for all the support and facilitation extended. She continues to be a source of guidance to all of us. Thank you, ma'am. We are, friends, we are a business school, and Ma'am Sumita ji, as Professor Kaveri mentioned, has 2 MBA degrees, one from Punjab University and the other from the International Development Department, School of Public Policy, University of Birmingham. She is the author of 2 popular books, Poor but Spirited in Karimnagar. Karimnagar is a district in the state of Telangana. Poor but Spirited in Karimnagar, Field Notes of a Civil Servant. This book is born out of her grassroots experiences as the collector and district magistrate there during 2001-2004, published by HarperCollins India. She had also written another book, China Behind the Miracle, published by Bloomsbury, and this book draws upon her extensive research, rich experience, and ringside view of China as a counselor, finance and economic affairs in the Embassy of India in Beijing during 2011-2014. This book is a treatise and an authoritative text in international business, and I urge all our young students and faculty to go through this book. Therefore, friends, every one of us here in this hall will have many valuable takeaways from her talk, born out of her distinguished career as a civil servant in many important and top leadership roles, including, as Professor Kaveri highlighted, as Secretary to the Government of India. Well, my special welcome to all the faculty and staff members who have joined us newly. Welcome, friends. Ma'am, we have had a decade of growth and good functioning. We are, to highlight a few aspects, we are the only third IIM to have a Griha 5-star rated campus. Within a decade, we have built good reputation for ourselves, providing comprehensive and holistic management education of high quality, blending theory with practice to young as well as experienced knowledge seekers. We are grooming leaders who can contribute as professional managers, entrepreneurs, and stewards of existing and emerging enterprises in the private, public, and social sectors. We have had many first mover advantages and distinctions as well. For example, we are the only IIM with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Chair endowed by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment with focus on empowering the disadvantaged, conducting programs in public procurement approved by the Central Vigilance Commission and the Procurement Policy Division of the Department of Expenditure, conducting young scientist induction programs approved by the Capacity Building Commission, conducting a modular MBA program for defense sector enterprises approved by the Government of India, and conducting a modular MBA program for the students of National Institutes of Technology and IIITs, Indian Institutes of Information Technology, which are institutions of national importance like us. Our faculty currently, more than 50 on rolls, have PhDs from top-notch institutions, and they blend industry experience with their impeccable credentials and bring real-world knowledge into the classroom for learning outcomes of lasting impact. Their peer-reviewed high-impact research is focused on advancing new knowledge, innovation, and thought leadership. 40% of our faculty are women. By this financial year end, we will actually be 60 in almost 60 in faculty strength. About 1,500 students are currently on our rolls in our diploma and degree programs, about 50% in the on campus programs, and 50% in our online and hybrid programs. More than one third of these students are women. We are a sought after destination, ma'am, for executive education. The sponsors and supporters include ministries, departments, and organizations of the Government of India. Also, large central public sector enterprises, the Central Vigilance Commission, and the Capacity Building Commission, as I mentioned a little while ago. Last financial year alone, we trained more than 5,000 working professionals in 108 programs and delivered a learning content of about 300,000 participant hours. We have one of the fastest growing incubators in the country, IIM Field, Foundation for Incubation, Entrepreneurial Learning and Development. Committed to nurturing and promoting startups, our entrepreneurship development initiatives are receiving wide recognition and funding from the ministries of the Government of India as well as from reputed public and private sector organizations. In the last 5 years, about 200 startups have been incubated by us, 75% of which are women led, and 25% are social impact ventures. We have also been granted the famed Atal Incubation Center by the Niti Aayog recently. We are a signatory to the PRME, popularly called as PRIME, Principles for Responsible Management Education, an initiative of the United Nations. We are also a member of the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network and the United Nations Global Compact Network India. On the strength of our good work, ma'am, we are hoping to receive accreditation by globally recognized bodies in the near term, and we look forward to continuing our journey guided by the core values of academic freedom, equity, excellence, professionalism, and sustainability. In realizing our mission of educating and nurturing entrepreneurial leaders capable of creating innovative solutions for business, government, and society, and also in the pursuit of our vision of being nationally recognized as a distinguished provider of innovative education. Let me conclude by saying how grateful we are to the central and state governments, district and city administration, our board and institute committees for their enabling contribution to what we are today, and to all our stakeholders for their continued patronage and partnership in our progress. My sincere thanks once again to Ma'am Sumita ji for gracing today's function with her distinguished presence. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your address. It's the time to acknowledge the academic excellence from the PGP batch 24-26. I request Professor Shivshankar Singh Patel, PGP Chair, to announce the Merit Certificate Awards.
Thank you, Professor Kaveri. Madam Sumita ji, respected Director, and my colleagues on the dais and students. First of all, congratulations on 12th Foundation Day. And before I announce the name of the student, Madam, I just take 2 minutes to explain what is this. So, on the recommendation of our Director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, Board and the Academic Council around a couple of years back has started offering this scholarship that is there on these scholastic performances. When I say scholastic performances, it means like for the second year when they enter, whatever that they have actually accumulated their grade point, the top students from each sections, so there are 4 sections on which they'll be giving a waive off on their fees for the second year. And that amount is worth of 6 lakhs. So this is what, and the process to arrive to these names, one is that for every grade, every term, the grades are essentially kind of in the committee that they go through, that there's no kind of anomaly on that. And then a situation where actually there is a tie for which we see the consistent scholastic. What the meaning of that, that their grades, I mean the higher grade, the student, those who are obtaining, and all across the term, who is actually getting more. So this is what the process. Now I'll announce the name. Roll number 2410027, Kapadne Chandan Jitendra, Section A, rank first. Roll number 2410059, Samriddhi Mangrulkar, Section A, second rank. Roll number 2410146, Puru Kumar, Section B, rank first. Roll number 2410124, Darshan Katwa, Section B, rank second. Next, roll number 2410181, Ariki Pathak, Section C, rank first. Roll number 2410197, Enos Cherian, Section C, second rank. Next, roll number 2410270, Surya Prakash Chettiar, Section D, rank first. Final, roll number 2410258, Akansha, Section D, second rank. Thank you, madam. Thank you. So, so with this, I congratulate all the scholarship winner. But on the behalf of the director and the committee, this is all the students. They have all performed very well. This is something a kind of a recognition. Okay, so don't feel if you are not in the list. All the best.
Thank you, Professor Shiv Shankar. As part of the Foundation Day celebrations, we had organized a variety of sports and games for our faculty and staff. So now we will be announcing the names of the runners-up and winners for the Faculty and Staff Foundation Day sports event. First, we start with throwball. The runners-up are B. Naishali, Durga Devi, Nandita, Jyoti, and Indu. So I request the team members to please come onto the stage. And the winners of the throw ball are Swati, Maheshwari, Ramyadri, Mahima, and Mridula. Next is volleyball, runners-up, Professor Amit Shankar, Professor Happy Paul, Gaudav Sharma, Abhay Singh, Paramanand, Arunanshu, Uddhav Krishna. And the winners of the volleyball match are Mohan Rao, Srinu, Rajsegar, Ganesh, Kranti, Harinarayan, and Ravi Chandra. Next is table tennis women, runners-up Mahima Bansal. Not here. And the winner is Maitreyi. For table tennis men's, runner-up Professor Gaurav. And the winner is Rajshekhar. For carom doubles, women, runner-up Mahima and Maheshwari. No. And the winners are Ramyadri and Mridula. For carom doubles men, runners-up Dilip and Ajay. And the winners are Ramesh and Kranti. Badminton singles women runners-up Ramyadri. And the winner is Nandita. For badminton singles men, runner-up Rajshekhar. And the winner Devendra. Badminton doubles men runner-up Khalim Khan and Rajshekhar. And the winners are Harinarayan and Ramesh. And cricket runners-up are Mohan, Kalim Khan, Ramesh, Sai Kumar, Uddhav Krishna, Srinu, Ajay Kumar, Ganeshwar, Rajsekhar, Upendra and Mauli. And the winners are Somshek Rao, Professor Pankaj, Ramu, Yogeshwar, Harinarayan, Dilip, Jay Nagraj, Devendra, Ravichandra, Ramesh and Hanok. Now it's time to announce the Inter IIM 2025 prize winners. A swimming 100-meter freestyle silver medal, Rushikesh Bangre. Powerlifting men 66 kg silver, Vedant Rohekar. The most valuable player, cricket, Abhinav Kumar. Most valuable player, Carom, Neelima Chowdhury. Silver badminton women's, Suvitra Anand, Ameya Dikshit, Sai Jamdar, Aishwarya, Sanchita Maurya. Silver Caroms, Anand, Suraj, Bhargav, Harka, Amrisha, Shraddha, Tejaswini, Neelima and Tanya. Silver Kabaddi Men Team Mithilesh, Prem, Harsh, Ragul, Vijay, Lakshya, Rutvik, Prasad, Dheeraj, Yash, Rohit, Shreyas and Omkar. Silver Pool, Nishida, Ashima, Kashish and Ritisha. Silver Volleyball, Pradeep, Bharat, Abhishek, Abhinav, Prabhu, Nitish, Mahendra, Gautam, Insamam, Swaraj, Pulkit, Mihir and Adiraj. Weightlifting women, Amisha, Diksha, Mansa, Riya, Nishi and Likita. Silver in futsal, Sakshi, Jaita, Simran, Aditi, Shraddha, Radhika, Siddhi, Harshita, Nikshuba and Ruchi. And finally, gold in cricket, Vaibhav, Manas, Vishal, Mrityunjay, Abhinav, Siddharth, Mahendra, Rohit, Alok, Siddesh, Anshu, Vinod, Dibansh, Rishav, Hari Pradeep, Sagar, Utkarsh, Vedant and Vanshaj. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am and sir. Thank you. Yeah, sir. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations to all the award winners. I now request our chief guest to deliver the Foundation Day address.
I wish you all a very good afternoon. I am no doubt delighted and excited to be standing here today on the 12th Foundation Day celebrations of Indian Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam. There is an emotional connect as well, as you would have gathered by now. So I'm really very happy and privileged to be here in this very impressive campus today. The last time I attended a program at Indian Institute of Management Visakhapatnam was in April 2016, when an entrepreneurship conclave had been organized in collaboration with IIM Bengaluru. At that time, I had exhorted the entrepreneurship ecosystem to support local marketable products from Aruku Valley, such as coffee, spices, toys, and honey, and generate revenue for communities that produce quality products but may find it challenging to access bigger markets. I was, as you've already heard from the director, that I was serving as the principal secretary in the Department of Higher Education of the then newly formed state of Andhra Pradesh in 2015, when Indian Institute of Management Visakhapatnam was established in the state as one of the several premier educational institutions which had been sanctioned under the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act 2014. Five of these institutions were entrusted to the Department of Higher Education, and apart from IIM Visakhapatnam, the others were IIT Tirupati, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research Tirupati, NIT Tadepaligudam, and IIIT Kurnool. Building academic infrastructure in the new state was both a challenging and an exciting task. And in a flurry of activity, all five institutions commenced operations from temporary campuses in the academic year 2015-16 with IIM Vizag, mentored by IIM Bengaluru, supported by Government of India and the state government, beginning its journey from the Andhra University campus. Land was allotted by the state government, grants were released for the construction of compound walls for all the five institutions, and at that time the e-file system had not been fully adopted, and I vividly recall moving thick physical files through the state finance department for the approval of funds for these institutions. They say adversity brings opportunity, and if dealt with in the right spirit, it helps bring progress in life. As we see today, post the state bifurcation, we have this impressive structure in place. This institution is a testament to education being a critical instrument for transforming lives, and institutions such as these bring transformation to regions. Indian Institute of Management, Vizag, Visakhapatnam is often spoken of as the top-ranked IIM among the newer institutes with robust academic and research work. I must say all this speaks a lot for the strong foundations of the institute, and I heartily commend the director, Dr. M. Chandrasekhar, faculty and staff of IIM for their dedication and commitment in building this institution from where hundreds of young men and women have graduated since 2015. The institute has strong growth in placements of the graduates, and records show majority of these in IT and consulting firms with banking, financial services, and insurance sectors. The first international offers too came in 2022-24, and overall 100% placements for the batch was achieved. On this festive occasion, I would not only like to congratulate the IIM Visakhapatnam community, but I would also like to take this opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you. First of all, in your choice of career in a rapidly evolving work environment. As all of you will soon embark on a career for yourselves, you will most likely look at the biggest names and the highest pay packages. However, the world of work is fast evolving, and continuous learning, curiosity, leadership, flexibility, and resilience are some of the skills recruiters are increasingly looking for. A smart question to ask then, and one which would serve you well in the longer run, is whether the placement being offered will help you learn newer, more relevant skills and prepare you for the future of work. Being trained, being mentored, getting responsibility, and the opportunity to assume leadership positions at a young age are important aspects to be aware of when facing career choices. The World Economic Forum's Future of Work Jobs Report 2025 highlights five major forces which will reshape jobs and skills across the world by 2030. These being rapid technological change with expanding digital access, advances in artificial intelligence, robotics, automation, energy technologies, etc. Number two, economic uncertainty with the rising cost of living, slower global growth and inflation. Number three, green transition on account of climate change. Number four, demographic shifts with aging and shrinking working age populations in higher income economies, but expanding working age populations in lower income countries. And number 5, geoeconomic fragmentation and rising geopolitical tensions, leading to trade restrictions and localized policies for growth. These forces will transform how we work, the strategies employers use to grow their businesses, and the skills we need as jobs are created or displaced, as work is offshored or reshored, and automation and advances in artificial intelligence generate demand for new capabilities. In the face of growing uncertainty, as I said, employers are placing greater value on leadership, creativity, agility, technical literacy among the employees. At the same time, aging populations in advanced countries are shifting the focus towards technology and the care economy, while expanding demographics in lower income economies is driving greater emphasis on skilling, reskilling, upskilling for both domestic opportunities and international mobility. For all of you, soon to be young management graduates of a premier institute, analytical thinking will remain the most in demand core skill, complemented by creative thinking, curiosity, a commitment to lifelong learning, even as AI and big data top the list of fastest growing skills. The message is clear. The future of work is already here, and our ability to adapt through skills, innovation, policies, inclusive workforce strategies will determine whether this transformation becomes an opportunity or a challenge for growth and employment. I would now like to talk about the goal of Viksit Bharat because within that you will find opportunities for yourself. We have a national vision and goal of being a developed nation by 2047, which marks the 100 years of independence. The GDP is projected to be 32 trillion USD plus, with per capita incomes rising to 15,000 USD plus, alongside goals of zero poverty, inclusive economic and social development. And the key pillars for this, from the demographic development point of view, are identified as youth, women, farmers, and the poor. These groups form the foundation of India's growth strategy and are central to building a resilient economy. A range of focus areas and themes which span human capital development, economic growth are expected to take us to a higher growth trajectory, and there's emphasis on both manufacturing and services, with investments and exports prioritized as key engines of economic expansion. The goals are ambitious, positioning India as a global manufacturing hub, ensuring a strong global presence for Indian products, accelerating the transition to green energy, expanding tourism, prioritizing sunrise sectors such as digital public infrastructure, renewable energy, and advanced technologies to propel India into the future. Yet, timeless skills are still important, even in an evolving world. As India strides towards its goal of Viksit Bharat, it is important for all of us to stay motivated and deliver our best. While the world of work is fast changing, there are certain important timeless skills that remain highly valued and will define how we respond to aspirational goals and challenges, whether they be at the national or individual level. These skills include knowledge, diligence, adaptability, the ability to be able to hit the ground running, being a strong team player, effective written and verbal communication skills, the capacity to learn, unlearn, and relearn, critical thinking, problem solving mindset, a consistent work ethic, being conscious of the quality of our work, being reliable, trustworthy, to name a few. These are skills that build lives and in turn build nations. Realizing our vision for growth and prosperity requires us to choose work that we feel passionate about, work that aligns our knowledge, persistence, hard work, other abilities with clear objectives and targets. And when that alignment happens, we deliver on time and in a qualitative manner. In my career of over 3 decades as a civil servant, when faced with large scale challenges such as bringing school dropouts back into the education system or ensuring oxygen delivery during the COVID pandemic, it was passion, diligent hard work, effective leadership, stakeholder coordination, clarity of thought, quick decision making, close monitoring, and course correction, strong communication, and teamwork that enabled results to be delivered. I'd like to present a case study, knowing that all of you are management students. The criticality of good management and how government is managing infrastructure, being delivered on time in a cost-effective manner through the use of innovation and technology. And as you heard, I worked in this area, particularly in the PM Gati Shakti, so I'm going to speak about infrastructure management a bit, maybe to inspire you with a few principles. The first principle being that it is important to manage both time and resources to be effective and successful. As students of management, one imbibes these skills as also leadership, analytical, strategic thinking, and so on and so forth, as one is expected to drive organizational success through managerial competencies. Your core education and abilities will help you navigate a world in transition. However, central to all this will remain your ethic of being a competent leader and manager to optimize the resources available. I would now like to give an illustration from governance. I would like to share how Government of India manages infrastructure works, for instance, to ensure financial sanctions and completion timelines are met. We are all aware capital expenditure on infrastructure boosts GDP, it creates jobs, has a multiplier impact on the economy, and recognizing its importance as a growth driver, Government of India has been dramatically increasing allocation on infrastructure over the past 1 decade. And we'll see again on 1st February, it's expected that infrastructure allocation should go up again. On an average, it's been going up by about 38% every year. Let's see. So given the long gestation period of infrastructure, these projects require huge amount of financing, which is sustained. It also depends, the success of the project depends on timely clearances, and you need clearances from the land authorities, for those responsible for environment approvals, socio-economic considerations, so on and so forth. There are multiple regulatory authorities involved. Coordination and time-bound decision-making is very important. In this context, imagine a new railway line which had been planned on the PM Gati Shakti portal. Now, this is from Bhadrak district in Odisha to Vijayanagaram in Andhra Pradesh, which is not far from where all of us are sitting. The objective of this new railway line is to ease congestion of freight flow, and the freight flow is iron ore, coal, and steel from the mineral-rich districts of Orissa all the way to Andhra Pradesh and to Tamil Nadu, to the power plants, to the steel mills, and also overseas. This railway line comes connecting the mineral movement to all these consumption centers and to the ports, and moving down from Visakhapatnam port to Chennai port, and building in multimodality of movement. This railway line will better connect the supply chain logistics to the steel power plants and to the ports. Now imagine, coming back to the question of how government will manage effective coordination with such big ticket projects. Well, government has started two initiatives building on technology, and I will briefly mention these two mechanisms. Having stated the problem, I'd like to now mention the mechanisms. The first is Pragati, which is an acronym for Proactive Governance and Timely Implementation. This is a portal which was launched in 2015. It's a digitized platform for real-time monitoring where you get inputs from existing agencies, ministries, states, all the 36 states and union territories of India. It's not easy to get timely updates. You have to pursue. Project-wise, milestone-based monitoring has been put in place through a monitoring software. And the system presently tracks about 3,300 big-ticket projects, which have facilitated fast tracking of stalled projects, running into a cumulative value of 85 trillion rupees in the last 10 years. This is not a small thing. It's a huge scale. Being able to remove obstructions which stall the progress of projects which are valued at 85 trillion rupees. All this was done with the inputs on Pragati, and the Honorable Prime Minister himself chairs monthly meetings to coordinate and to examine the implementation delays, engaging directly with the stakeholders to identify bottlenecks, issue clear directions for resolution. Now, drawing on the experience of Pragati, Government of India went one step further, and they introduced the Prime Minister Gati Shakti National Master Plan, which is another portal. How is this different from Pragati? This is a digitized data-based interface which enables planners to visualize resources. This is a GIS-based framework for integrated planning of infrastructure. And because all the assets of India, whether they be railway lines, roads, ports, airports, minerals, habitations, everything is already mapped through the GIS layers on the PM Gati Shakti portal. For the planner, it becomes very easy to visualize the assets and to plan optimally, and also anticipate what clearances will be required and avoid certain things which may create hindrances, and thus avoid months of time which could otherwise have been lost in planning, getting clearances, so on and so forth. By using these two mechanisms of Pragati and PM Gati Shakti, India has adopted a transformative approach leveraging innovation, technology, leadership to enhance speed and efficiency of project planning and execution, which leads to what? Reduced logistics cost, ease of living for the people, and ease of doing business, attracting investments as well. So I thought I should talk about this, though they might be a little unfamiliar concepts, because I thought that this also applies managerial principles and also the skills which are increasingly being looked at by the employers. I'd now like to quickly mention a few areas where India can assume global economic leadership. And why I want to mention these areas, because I see you young people as starting out in your careers, and many of you might even take up startups as a career. And I'd like to place in perspective the growth prospects of the country, even as we plan more efficient infrastructure and logistics. You are all aware we face uncertainty brought by the US tariff policy and other geopolitical events to the trade and investments flow. At the same time, like I said in the beginning, adversity can also be an opportunity. And this is a moment that brings a rare opportunity for the nation and for all of us to be innovative, strategic, and leverage on our existing strengths. Now, where are the growth opportunities which will make us global leaders, where India can assume global economic leadership? A major growth opportunity exists in digital services, and we have a potential to double the exports to USD 500 billion by 2030, not in the very far time period, in the near future. In 2023, we had $250 billion of digital services exports. We can double this by 2030. We are currently growing at 17% year on year in digital services exports, which is much higher than China's growth rate in this sector. We need key strategies, one of them being Indian IT companies to move up the value chain, another being to leverage the digital chapters under the free trade agreements, and so on and so forth. Global tech outsourcing is a related area where we must build on a track record of tech outsourcing and develop niche area expertise in artificial intelligence and machine learning. I'm told all of you are being exposed to artificial intelligence, and there is a lot of hope from the youngsters how you build on these niche areas for expertise. Pharma and biotech is another area where India has demonstrated its standing with cost-effective generics and vaccines being delivered at scale across the world. We are the pharmacy of the world. Indian pharma market is poised to reach USD 130 billion by 2030 from the present 55 billion USD. And a rapidly emerging area in Indian pharma is contract research and manufacturing services, where India offers reliable options to foreign pharma companies to utilize innovative services in drug development and manufacturing. With such clear strengths, this is a sector poised for exponential growth, helping India dominate global markets by 2030. India's advantage for a strong domestic demand for renewable energy, and now this is another area of potential. India is poised for 10 times increase in its nuclear power generation capacity, with a targeted four-fold increase in total renewable energy generation to about 2,000 gigawatt by 2047. Greater investments in installed capacities of solar, wind, or nuclear energy, in grid storage related infra, as well as localized manufacturing of key components are opportunities which could catapult the sector onto a high growth path. We are all aware of India's green hydrogen push, and this is gaining momentum. Particularly Andhra Pradesh is a place where green hydrogen, there's a lot to learn. about our target, achieving the target, which at the country level is 5 million metric ton of green hydrogen by 2030, and that seems achievable. We we can also be one of the top exporters of solar energy modules and apart from the green hydrogen by 2030. And India's strengths in agriculture, a variety of crops, emergence of agri-tech startups, this could effectively be leveraged through deepened market linkages. Like I gave the example of Araku right in the beginning. And that's where young people like you who are familiar with technology can probably go into agri-tech startups and make India a leader, particularly in organic products for health-conscious and affluent markets in US, Canada, Europe, and Australia. Similarly, India can emerge as a preferred supplier in ready-to-eat and packaged organic products. Friends, by 2030, billions can be added to our export earnings in floriculture, horticulture, fisheries, spices, specialty tea, coffee, through enhanced investments in agri-tech, warehousing, storage infrastructure, training farmers and youth, and leveraging the existing FTAs. Similarly, we have strength in space and satellite-based technologies. This could catapult us to global leadership position by 2030. ISRO has convincingly demonstrated India's prowess in the space sector to the world. And the commercial arm of ISRO is carrying out business operations for global customers. Undoubtedly, we are poised for a greater share in the space based services, for space launches, internet services, Earth observation, satellite data, and so on. While access to US markets remains important for India, it is crucial for us to simultaneously forge our own growth path in an increasingly competitive world. The best way forward is to utilize our existing strengths, determine a dominant global position that makes us indispensable to global markets in sectors of promise. I'd now like to come to entrepreneurship and startups. As you know, yesterday was National Startup Day. A decade since the startups were introduced as a theme. Now, why did I speak so much about these sectors of strength? Because I hope to inspire some of you to look at entrepreneurship as a path ahead, leveraging on your competencies as an innovative leader, contributing to the country's growth while building a satisfying career for yourself and your country people. Like I said, 16 January 2026, India celebrated the 10th National Startup Day. With more than 200,000 government recognized startups, India has one of the largest startup ecosystems in the world, and it has created 2 million jobs. And the funding which has been secured so far is 15 trillion rupees. India's rank in the Global Innovation Index has gone up to 38 in 2025. There have been more than 16,000 new patent applications, which reflects an innovative mindset contributing to the process of creating intellectual property, which is very important. We have key strategic partnerships with countries such as UK, Japan, Sweden, and South Korea to support the Indian startups for market access in these countries and for expansion abroad. There's a government policy for financial support through fund of funds. There is access to government orders through e-marketplace. There are tax incentives. Those of you who followed the budget last year and who will be looking towards the budget this year again, all this is helping the startup economy grow. Indian startups today define a new generation of entrepreneurs who are growth and job creators versus a traditional paradigm of regular white-collar engagement. You might want to become one such in a growing tribe of entrepreneurs of New India. What gives added headwinds to the startup ecosystem in India is India's remarkable economic growth over the past decade, rising from 10th largest world economy in 2014 to 4th largest in 2026 with a GDP of how much? Anybody? More than 4 trillion USD. Okay, somebody said 4.26? 15? Okay. We are in the neighborhood. Along with the startup ecosystem, the gig economy is also emerging strongly, and gig workers working in their individual capacity as accountants, graphic designers, analysts, software developers, financial consultants, to name a few areas, I believe a lot of financial consultants might also be graduating from the IIM Visakhapatnam. With India's favorable position with respect to ready to recruit market in digital roles and integrating AI into the workforce, the gig economy is set to grow. From such a scenario will emerge greater entrepreneurial opportunities for startups to act as aggregators of the gig ecosystem in various sectors of demand. And this is very unique to our country with our strengths, our digital strengths, and our workforce. Now, before I end, there's something I'd like to say without which I would not like to end. Uh, Female participation in the workforce. Enhancing female workforce participation could add trillions to India's GDP. Closing the gender gap in the workforce can lead to a sizable gain for economies world over. About 20% can be added to GDP per capita on an average, as per a World Bank report. The union budget last year set a target of 70% female workforce participation by 2047. Adding more skilled women to the workforce is therefore a key strategy to add trillions to India's GDP and support the aspiration of Viksit Bharat. India's female labor force participation rate at 35% is below the global average of about 49% and below the participation rate we see in peer Southeast Asian nations like 69% in Vietnam, 60% in China, 59% in Thailand, 56% in South Korea. Hence, there is a need to improve the participation of skilled Indian women in the formal workforce. As India celebrates its rare Goldilocks period, I'm sure you have come across this phase in the last few weeks, a rare Goldilocks period for India. And we look ahead to maintain the momentum of high growth rate with low inflation. Ushering enhanced female labor force participation would be crucial to the strategy. A higher female labor force participation rate will truly leverage India's demographic dividend by including the other half of the population as well. Bring diversity driven gains, including innovation and entrepreneurship of the immense talent pool of women. 40% women in India, and this is a leading figure at the global level, 40% of women in India join science, technology, engineering, and mathematical education, one of the highest percentages globally. This talent needs to come into the productive stream without getting marginalized or diluted. And as all of you go into the boardrooms, please keep this in mind. How do you encourage your women colleagues to participate equally in discussions and uh, various strategy related work? Enhanced female labor force participation will also align professional women to jobs that match their skills and bring productivity gains for the economy. As women contribute to higher household incomes as well, it will lead to elevated levels of domestic demand, which is good for the economy, for the domestic consumption, for the health and education indicators of children, and the gains in cognitive abilities for the country. Friends, we have a demographic advantage. How do we make that into a demographic dividend? Partly, I just spoke about the female labor force participation, and now I would also like to draw your attention that while we have one of the largest youth populations in the world with 371 million people aged between 15 to 29 years, this is a major demographic advantage, and youth is a pillar for Viksit Bharat. However, about 25 to 26% of the youth in this age group are not in employment, not in education, not in training. This is called NEET, NEET, not in employment, not in education, not in training. And they need to be engaged productively. And that's where the jobs you create as entrepreneurs or the jobs you create wherever you work is going to take care of NEET. And that's where you will contribute to the skilling and towards the employment of these young people. While NEET rates have declined in the recent past, women are entering the workforce. The gender gap remains stark with 35% more women than men not in the job market, and most females who are in NEET, that is not in education, employment, training, they are engaged in unpaid household work. Facilitating female participation through workplace safety, training, childcare provisions, other reforms will strengthen India's growth trajectory. Converting this challenge into an opportunity will require the proactive involvement of all of us. And to conclude, I would like to reiterate the criticality of analytical innovative thinking, tech literacy, leadership and problem solving, flexibility and agility in a changing world. Uncertainty can be challenging but can also create great opportunities for course correction and creative problem solving, particularly for the startup world. AI is disrupting the job scenario, but it is likely to bring more jobs to India's gig economy and the startup ecosystem. India is already the global capital for global capability centers. I'm sure all of you have heard about the GCCs and they must be coming here to recruit. These have been established by the MNCs to support their research, innovation, and operations. So basically, it leverages on our intellectual abilities as Indians. One can expect GCCs to expand in India with added offshoring of jobs and functional operations of companies from the developed world. I wish IIM, Indian Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam, all the best in its research work, its support to industry, and its ability to contribute to the nation by imparting relevant learnings to the youth of the country. Thank you once again for inviting me. Thank you once again for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your enlightening address. I'm sure the students will remember your words for a long time and will follow your advice. As a token of appreciation, I request our director to present the chief guest with the memento. I now request Professor Amit Shankar, Dean Research, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Dignitaries on dais, faculty colleague, staff, students, on behalf of IIM Visakhapatnam, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and one of you for being the part of our 12th Foundation Day celebration and for making this occasion truly meaningful. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of our chief guest, Sumita Dawra ma'am, for inspiring us in the form of Foundation Day address. Ma'am, you rightly said, in current world, people must have analytical skills, entrepreneurial mindset, innovative thinking, problem solving skills. They must have knowledge about ethics, hard working, perseverance, and flexibility. These are the skills that they must have. You provided a view and food of thoughts for our supply chain and operations students and faculty with the case study on the PM Gati Shakti scheme. Also, you rightly said that we need to think from service provider startups to manufacturing startups and startups who can create impact and create some value for the local community. These words will definitely help us in growing faster. I'd also like to thank our director, sir, and if I'm not wrong, he is the founding director of the institute. So I always say we always appreciate the stakeholder who are on the front. Always we love in the movie, we always appreciate the actor and actresses. Sometimes we learn too. But most of the time we forget to appreciate the efforts of director who is sitting behind the camera and making things with the precisions. I have seen the journey, sir, from 4 classroom to 240-acre campuses, from 0 to close to 50 faculty, from 60 student to 1500 student batch, from classroom event to event in this auditorium, from temporary hostel to 700 seated hostel, and hotel accommodation to beautiful MDP. This all in the leadership of Professor M. Chandrasekhar, who is the director of the institute. I would also like to thank Dean Administration, Professor Kaveri Krishnan, for smooth running all the events and the admins of this institute. Thank you, ma'am, for all the support. I also like to thank our PGP chair for running our flagship program smoothly, and under his leadership, we are achieving the greatest height in the degree granting programs. Thank you, sir, for all the hard work. My appreciation also goes to Neeraj, President of Student Affairs Council. It's not very easy job to handle 600 students and motivate them to participate. And thanks for all the support and encourage to the student for making them participate. Thank you very much to you. In this, now I also like to thank IIM Bangalore, who is the mentor institute to us, and state government as well as central government for providing all the support. I also congratulate all the high performing student, a student who participated also, received merit certificate. Your achievement reflects the spirit of excellence that defines IIM Visakhapatnam. I also acknowledge the dedicated efforts of every faculty members, our administrative staff, logistics, support teams who work behind the scene to ensure the program was concluded smoothly with greater dignity. As we celebrate 12 years of this remarkable journey, let us reaffirm our commitment to building an institution rooted in value, driven by impact, and guided by excellence in learning. Thank you once again to everyone and wishing you all a proud and memorable Foundation Day. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Professor Amit. With this, we conclude the Foundation Day celebration. I invite all of you to join for the refreshments. For the students, it is arranged in the foyer area, and for the faculty and staff in the second floor main building. Thank you all once again.